Okay, here we go. Hey everybody, what's going on? Give me 2 seconds here. We're gonna get this thing running right now. Get the tweets out there, let everybody know. So I'm waiting for two of my guests. They'll be on soon. Just give me a second, guys. I have to put the tweet out there. So got the tweet out there. You know, I can call everybody else in here and whatnot. We're gonna talk about some stuff here. We got some stuff we got to talk about for real. Let me pop out this chat. Wow, guys are just jumping in here ASAP. That's crazy. You guys are in here real quick. I respect that. We're going to be streaming just for this particular podcast. We're going to be streaming for about 45 minutes to an hour. Then I take a break and then I come back. We're just going to have a chill stream. But we got to address this whole situation regarding the whole VGU CruiseCon. So let me make sure everything is set on my end. Yeah, it looks like we're good. Okay. So, hey guys. So I have a guest. I have two guests that I want to bring on this particular podcast to address this entire issue with the CruiseCon. So coming on this show will be fellow members of EMP, Robin and Black Polgin. Oh,
Hey, what's
Black.
going
Hey,
on?
what's going on, guys?
Yo,
There you go. All right, good. So we have them here. Make sure my audio is good. Can you guys give me a 1 2 1 2 real quick?
1 2 1 2.
All right, good. I can hear you guys
One,
on
two,
both
one,
sides.
two.
All right, guys. Now I know you guys. Don't worry about that. The thumbnail and the picture in the background because that's just a reality. It's Gamer Gauntlet. It's no longer here. So, but today's podcast, we're going to have a nice discussion here, and this discussion is going to be about VGU's CruiseCon. Was it a scam or simply poorly executed business? And
Scandals.
scandals, right? So I have a lot of information that I have for you guys that I want to actually show you guys regarding the whole CruiseCon thing. And for those who don't know what CruiseCon is, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to go to a particular commercial so that you guys can see what it is. So give us a second right here. One moment.
Get ready for the Video Gamer Gauntlet. It's the ultimate video game cruise powered by Red Bull. Setting sail October 20th through the 23rd. Hashtag CruiseCon. We'll have full immersion game room as you're submerged into games like Call of Duty. Smell the gunpowder, feel the explosions, and even the Autobahn designed like a racetrack where you feel the win as you race to victory. We'll have the HTC Vive VR Lounge, technology exhibits, 3D tablets and printers, hologram machines. Play the latest games. We'll have eSports tournaments like Street Fighter, Smash Brothers featuring the 5 gods of Smash, Injustice 2, and so much more. We have a cosplay contest, celebrities from some of your favorite movies, gamers, and character voices, concerts with top 40 artists and world-renowned DJs, plus the hottest parties. All this and so much more as we set sail on the Royal Caribbean Majesty of the Seas from Port Canaveral, Florida to the beautiful Bahamas, stopping in Nassau and the Coco Cay Private Island. It's the ultimate video game cruise, October 20th through the 23rd. The Video Gamer Gauntlet 2017. For more info, visit videogamergauntlet.com. Get ready for the video.
Okay, so we're back. So for those who just joined us, what you watched was an actual commercial of the actual cruise ship event that they were going to have. Now, recently, about 2-3 weeks ago, some guys from Money Match or Match Maker, I don't know what the name of the actual organization was, put out a video of him having a conversation with the guy in charge of the whole CruiseCon, Curtis Smith, and pretty much exposed him and regarding the whole trip that not being real, how they called up the cruise company and they wanted to know if there was a chartered ship going out and all this other stuff. And a lot of people got to hear one side of the story, and which pretty much didn't make Curtis look good at the whole Gamer Gauntlet CruiseCon thing. It really got botched up bad, and he got beat up. It was a terrible conversation that the guy had with him. He was exposing him literally on his video, asking him questions that he couldn't answer. And what happened here was he posted it online, and it was over from there. Once I saw that video, it didn't matter whether it was a scam or not. This cruise ship was not going to happen. It is dead in the water. I made a video called "Is this cruise ship dead in the water?" And there's a lot of information that I had that I wanted to wait first before it was ever put out. I was told that there was going to be an official post, and after that official post came out, we were going to be contacted, and then we could really get down to the matter of the situation and find out what's really going on. But that never happened. And I was been waiting, so I said, you know something, I'm not going to wait too long about this. Let me just follow up with the situation and see what's going to happen. So I wanted just to introduce that situation to everybody so everyone understands what's actually going on. So they're not like, what's happening now? We don't know what's going on, Triforce. So I've known about the CruiseCon thing since last year in October. I came across it on Twitter. I saw a promotion for it and whatnot. I saw a bunch of people that's within the same scene in gaming that were going on this trip. And I contacted the CEO directly, and I spoke to the CEO directly about, what's the CruiseCon about, what they're going to have on the ship, the whole 9 yards. And he gave me the spiel like he gave everybody else. And he offered to have me come on the ship for free, along with a couple of members of my team, if we helped promote the ship. So I was kind of skeptic about that because I was like, so you're going to let me come on a ship free along with my people? And he had up until 6. Okay. Thank you for the donations, guys. But he had up until, hold on, we got to wait till this donation get away. I forgot to turn off the donations. Oh my goodness.
You can turn them down.
How do I
You
turn
want
them
me to do
down?
that for you?
Can you do that from your place remote?
Yep.
All right, to turn it down, please. In fact, just mute it. If it pops up, that's fine, but just mute it. So,
Yeah, I'll mute.
yeah, thanks. All right, so, Nani, what's this? So, when I spoke to him, he gave me 6 free tickets, right? And I started introducing him to other people that I felt that could make the CruiseCon even bigger and better. And he brought those people on for free. So this is where I said to myself, this is kind of hard to be a scam if he's giving away free tickets for us to promote the boat. So I was like, I don't understand how can, like, where does he scam? Where's the scam here? Because I was very skeptical at first. I'm like, and so I asked him about the situation. I said, what are you trying to do here? And he was like, he felt like there was nothing that benefit gamers. You know how the whole ideal about when you win the Super Bowl, hey, so John, uh, what's this guy's name? Tom Brady. You won the Super Bowl. Where you going? I'm going to Disney World or whatever the case may be. He wanted it to be something like that for gaming. Hey, so Faker, you won the LCS. Where you going? I'm going to CruiseCon. And I was like, that's a great ideal. I like that concept. And he's like, it's something for a ship for gamers to go and enjoy a vacation going in the Caribbean islands and whatever the case may be, and enjoying game eccentric things with that. Cosplay tournaments there, full immersions this there, and I'm like, so who's funding this? And he's like, he made the proposal to a bunch of sponsors who are going to invest in it, and they bid it. And I was like, oh wow, they did. And he's like, yeah, we've talked to Red Bull, they're on board. We've talked to the guys, the Smash Brothers guys, and they was going to get them to the Five Gods competition. And then I even said to him, what about doing Injustice, like a Battle of the Gods event? He said, we'd love to do that. And he asked me to contact people from ESL and the people who do Injustice to see to have that event there. And I contacted those people and connected those people to the CruiseCon guy. So when you look at it from a distance, this is a real good ideal, a great ideal. But the narrative here that he's scamming people for money, the reason why I can't bite down on that, and this is not me defending him, this is me just playing devil's advocate and looking at the facts. In order for him to be a scam, if this was a scam, he'd be sued right now and he'd be going to prison because he stole everyone's money. But he returned everyone's money once the charter was canceled when his investor pulled out. So I sat down and I thought about the situation. All right, let's look at this from a business sense. This guy can create what is perhaps the greatest annual event for gamers in the history of gaming and make millions per year off of this because the amount of if this had, let's say this event triggered and went off this year, do you know the amount of sponsorship and investment he would get the year after and then the year after and then the year after? So you have to ask yourself a question. Is it worth scamming and making 20,000, 40,000, 100,000, even $250,000 if you can just write it out, get it done, and make millions the following year? And when I put that on when I try to weigh that, like even a scam artist is gonna be like, nah, this makes no sense to do the scam. I might as well just do it legitimate. It benefits me in the long. It benefits him short term and long term. So this is when I came up with the whole concept, and I said, you know something? It wasn't a scam. He's just a blithering idiot. Now, before I get into you guys' comments on the situation, here let me say this one thing. Here's why I think he's a blithering idiot. He says his investor pulled out. They couldn't get the final payment on the charter. They were working through a third-party company. As a third-party company that was going to book the charter with Caribbean Cruise or whoever it was, because he did not have whatever prerequisites needed to book the charter under the company VGU or whatever he had the company under. So he had a third party person waiting to do it. And that third party person was waiting on the money from him, which he was then waiting on the money for the sponsor. Mistake number one. He had a whole chain of effects that had to happen before he get the charter. Completely terrible move. Number two, if a sponsor makes a pledge, you need to get a security deposit. Don't put yourself. He put his neck on a chopping block because at any time the sponsor can go, "Hey, tomorrow's CruiseCon, right? Yeah, I got some bad news for you, man. I'm gonna have to pull out." You dead in the water right there. So you need a security deposit so that the sponsors they're committed to the task. And if they want to pull out and leave, that's their problem, but you can still fulfill the thing. And I feel those two moves he did not make put him in that position and where the guns they just they just shot him down. And although the guy Macherino, whatever his name is, was exposing him there, I just felt that this was more of his blunder as a bad business person than him being a scam artist. A lot of people love throwing this word scams around, and they're really just taking it out of context. So now that I've laid all these things out, I wanted to get you guys points on this. We'll start with ladies first, obviously. Robin, we'll start with you. What's your thoughts on the whole situation regarding, CruiseCon, whether or not you think this is a scam or poorly ran business?
I have to agree with you 100%. Like it overall, looking at it, just looking at the commercials, like good idea. You know what I'm saying? Something that could have been done like year after year after year. But just how he went about doing it with no, basically just going off of a word on somebody without actually securing anything or having something in writing to protect himself. You know what I mean? And but one of the questions that I had though too as well was just like oh my god, the whole powered by Red Bull
Uh-huh.
and all these other sponsors that he supposedly had. Like, where does that come into play? Like your thought, like what are your
Well, okay. If okay, so I look at it like this. All the other sponsors, based on Macherino's video, Macherino said it himself. All of your sponsors are going to pull out. Meaning there were sponsors that liked the idea and ran with it. he had sponsors. If it was a scam, he wouldn't have sponsors. He would be lying. He'd be using all their names, whatever the case may be, and those sponsors can sue him. He'd be
Right.
in prison right now if he would if all those people or all those events that he had involved wasn't or for real. I know the whole injustice thing was, I can't say it was set in stone, but I know for a fact that CruiseCon and the people dealing with injustice spoke because I connected the two. That's what one of my jobs was, to try to help him find other people that would invest in it. I thought it was a great idea, so I said, I think if you got the five gods. He said he reached out to Nintendo. He said he spoke with Nintendo. Nintendo is the reason why he had to change the date from April of this year to October, because Nintendo was already busy in that month and they couldn't commit to it. And if they wanted Nintendo on board, they would have to work with Nintendo on that date. So he moved the date for Nintendo or whatever the case may be. But the point I'm trying to make is that if Red Bull was not on board, Red Bull would have sent a letter of a cease and desist. Red Bull would have made a public post saying we were never involved with CruiseCon.
Got you.
All the sponsors would have made some type of public statement saying we were never involved with CruiseCon. This guy's a liar, blah, blah, blah. Legal action should have been taken. But none of this was taken. So this made me wait a minute. So, like, if no one's going to speak up on this, then, like, is this a scam, or did he just botch this up? And that's why I feel he botched it up. Your take on Black Potion, what's your take on this?
Okay, so yeah, definitely I agree on the bad business handling of the situation. What do you call this here? No security deposits, nothing to keep the sponsors obligated to the event whatsoever. But I mostly am concerned about why he's getting put out as a scam artist. Now, you were with me during the Super Mario Pajama Party that we hosted, and we did all the what do you call it? We looked over all those videos of people submitting to get on the cruise.
Yeah.
Yep.
Remember we doing all that stuff, cross promotions with CND and EDICA. All this stuff was going, smoothly. I only learned about this stuff like about a week ago, so I'm somewhat in the dark about it. But yeah, definitely handled poorly business wise. But just why in the world is it so important to expose this guy for something that wasn't necessarily malicious?
Well, it wasn't malicious.
We all make mistakes, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, it wasn't malicious. I don't. However, someone wants to expose him is however someone wants to expose him. There's rumblings. I kind of know that, like, this is why this came out to be. Someone that was some. 1 second for us. 1 second, Sash. Someone wasn't paid. That was a part of the CruiseCon promotion in the beginning. Someone who was helping him out. Don't want to put out any names out there. Those who are in the know, they know who I'm talking about. Wasn't being paid. That person stepped down. That person was a friend of the people from Maturino, and that made Maturino go, wait a minute. If you're not going to pay this guy, well, what happened? And that's where the investigation started to roll in to find out, what's happening. And then I think it blew up from one bad situation, which, when you're working with people and someone's helping you to launch something, you don't try to cut that person out. There's a whole windfall that's going to happen to you when you do that. I don't know the facts behind that, but if that is indeed true, he literally created his own catalyst to destroy his thing. Then on top of it,
you're saying there was some drama involved.
Oh, there's definitely drama. There's always drama. Whenever there's business, there's drama. But we're in the 2017. People want money. People don't get their money. There's drama. Then on top of it, the sponsors pulls out. Then he now had to try to get new sponsors back on board. And see, this is what I'm saying. Like,
no pun intended.
He doomed his own event the day he didn't get a security deposit. The event was doomed. That ship was already shot down and sunk, just like you see right here on the screen. The day he did not get the security deposit. That's even a lesson even I learned. Like with even EMP, I'm not doing anything for any sponsor until I get a security deposit, because sponsors will pull out and they will leave you to sink in the ship. They don't care. It's not their business. They could care less about you. They're only here to make money from you. That's it. The end of the story. And I'm like, wow, like that's kind of like harsh. So when I see this situation with him, I'm like, I'm just like, I think he's just stupid. Well, like, I don't want to like insult him, but it was a stupid move. It was clearly it's a
Exactly.
stupid move. It was so dumb. I hope he learned from it, because he's actually trying, which brings up something.
Yeah,
Let
the
me
idea's godlike. Yeah.
yeah. Let me bring something. Let me bring something to to your attention. He wrote an email to me. I'm gonna make this email public, right? So it says here. It says, this is Curtis Smith. I'm just reading it to everybody here in the chat. In the chat. Can you give me a second, guys? One moment. This is the wrong time. So it says, hello, everybody. On behalf of GamerTech Events, I'm reaching out to update you all. Okay, I'm sorry. You all on what's really going on with the cruise. As many of you already aware, we've lost our investor, which as a result caused us to lose our charter. The investor, wow, he put out the investor's name. Okay, guess I,
Don't
yeah, okay, so, well, he put out the investor's name. So this letter's to me. And to who else did he put this to? How many people were tagged to this? Well, this is a lot of people. Whoa. Okay.
well,
But
probably because it was a group email.
yes, okay. So, but just for the sake of me not getting into any legal trouble, I will not say the company's name. But there is evidence here that he actually exposes the investor, which several of you on this email can attest to, because you spoke to them directly when you expressed your concerns early on. That is true. We became aware of them pulling out at the end of May. We chose to keep this information in-house because we were confident that we would be able to resolve the situation without losing our sale date, and those it would just be a bump in the road. Hold on for a second. We got a loud noise in the background. Okay, sorry. As anyone who has put it in on any event of this size knows that things happen and the general public is none the wiser. Once we lost the investor, we also lost some valuable funding for working capital, which caused us to have a delay in some payments for services that were that's why he didn't get paid. And so, okay, so we're putting it together here. So when the investor pulled out, the guys helping him to start the whole thing were supposed to be paid. Because the investors didn't pay, that's bad. That was bad business right there. He should have gotten this all
This is
comes
what
down.
security deposits are
This is
for.
what the security deposit's for. That was a catalyst. Had he got the security deposit, the guy who was helping him would have been paid. It would have never been an issue. It would have never gotten out of hand, and money match or Matcherino would have never found out. It would have never been a problem, and everyone would have continued to go on until he would have found a brand new investor. Well, so let's continue to go on. So wow, that okay. So that makes sense there. He says, we have already secured another investor and we've been working with them for over 2 months and now trying to finalize their involvement. As you can imagine, the diligence that is involved in putting up $1 million line of credit was extensive. It has taken longer than expected, which is why the final new charter was not done yet. Our goal was never to deceive anyone. We knew that our ultimate goal was and is to put on a first class event. Our intent was to try to keep the original date, and if that could not be done, then to inform everyone a new date was secured. Unfortunately, this information was leaked out and framed in a context as if it was a scam or fraud all along. Nothing could be further from the truth, so let me address those claims that were made. First, um, was this a scam? So he says, we have been working on this project for over 18 months. Why didn't the cruise line market it cruise lines do not market or promote charter cruises. I have to find out if that's true. A prime
They don't.
example. A prime example of that is the Walking Dead cruise, which takes place on the Norwegian Cruise Line this coming January. It's the 4th or 5th year they have had it, but a prime example. But you won't find it anywhere on Norwegian's websites. The only way you can buy tickets to it or to go on it is through 6-man cruises, which I know about. They have third party. It's like Ticketmaster. There's third party
Yeah.
entities that you have to buy the tickets from because they're the ones who have the arrangements made with the cruise line. A company can't come out of nowhere and just buy. They have to go through those guys because those guys are accredited. So that much I do know is true. He says once we lost our charter, they could not confirm our cruise until we put up another letter of credit. Next. Next, that we were scamming ticket buyers. These tickets are all done through Eventbrite, a third-party ticket agent. All funds are held until after the event takes place. All refunds will be processed by next week through Everbright. When did he send me this? What date was this? 10 days ago. Today's what, the 15th?
Hmm.
He sent this to me. No, he said this to me on August 10th. What am I doing? 5 days ago. I'm blind. I'm not reading this properly. So Everbright has everyone's money, and this is why I said it cannot be a scam. Because when he gave me the promotional code to get our free tickets for 6 people, I didn't give him any money. I went through Everbright and got the tickets. So that's when I'm like, how is this a scam if I'm not giving him any money for him to scam me out of anything, so to speak? So, I'm like, okay. So anyway, let's finish the rest of the letter. So he says, that's not finished. So he's, where are we now? Where are we? All funds are being held until after the event. All refunds will process by next week through Everbright. So I guess this week Everbright's going to refund everyone's tickets. And if that is true, then it's not a scam. That's a fact. It's not a scam,
Hmm.
which I
Yep.
told some people, don't go around calling it a scam because there is actually, like, calling it a scam. He actually has legal ammunition to attack back. But I just think he's a dumbass for not taking out the security line, but whatever. Um, Next was that we didn't have all the sponsors we claimed to have. Every sponsor that was on our website was an actual sponsor, all of whom we tagged and shouted out on social media, all of whom sent us their logo to post. Red Bull in particular was questioned. Red Bull Esports and Media was the first to come on as a cash sponsor. We only bring up this because a lot of false information is being presented as facts. Now, this is where I have to kind of agree with him with, because if he scammed the sponsors into actually coming on board, then the sponsors would have made a public announcement saying that they did not give him permission. And I have not seen Red Bull, I have not seen Nintendo, I have not seen anyone involved in that thing say we did not give this guy any permission to do X, Y, and Z. In fact, the only person that asked him to take down anything cease and desist was Caribbean Cruise, in which he ceased and desist because I guess he had to find the next sponsor or investor to cover it before he could continue to go on. So they were the only ones, but everyone else didn't. So he goes on to say, where is he? He says, okay, so he says, while we understand your hesitancy and skepticism, all we ask is that you give us the opportunity to prove that what we were saying is the truth. We will only announce us going forward once we have completely secured a new charter and the cruise line itself backs the announcement. We are asking them to make this exception to policy because of the false reports being put out there. We are not only looking for any we're not looking for any commitments or validation at this time. We only hope that you can reserve judgment for a week or so until we finalize our deal. Oh, so this may actually, he actually trying to go through with this. I would ill advise from this. I would tell him, take the loss, secure a new charter, wait till next year. If I was him, that's what I would do because the damage has already been done and it's kind of hard to repair this. If you have any questions or further proof of anything I've stated in this email or interview, please feel free to request it from me, and I will be happy to share it with you. And he leaves his credentials, yada yada yada. So now, so with that email, what's the thoughts on this, guys? What's your thoughts on this?
Oh, Robin had to step out for a second, but yeah. See that email is so telling. Okay, and this is what I was trying to bring up before. Why are people so quick to point fingers at somebody and condemn somebody for just making mistakes? It's a rhetorical question. I'm just saying.
Well, we're in a generation in where it's not about what's facts or what's true. It's about getting it out there first. That's what
Yeah.
this is about. It's about getting it out there first. Sort out
So
you sort out the details later, and that has nothing to do with me with the whole situation with Maturino. I don't have an issue with what Maturino did, other than calling him a scam artist. He could have blown him up, exposed him, and say, "Look, I don't know what this guy's doing. I'm going to pull out. I don't want to deal with him because his business is shady." You can even say that he's a shady business guy, because the word shady can be interpreted in so many words. But when you just outright say he's a fraud, he's a scam artist, he's a con artist.
I mean, like this you brought this up too. Is like, dude, he can. The more people who try to like defame, defamate him, he can sue them for that.
Well, all right. It depends on the damages, because
Of course.
Maturino guys can get a lawyer, and they can, because you have to look at it from Maturino's point of position. In the video, Maturino was asking him a bunch of questions, and he would not answer them. Now, I don't know the situation as to why he didn't answer those questions. I can't really understand. Like, answer the question. He was literally going around the question. I don't know whether or not he was not at liberty to give him those answers.
That's the other thing.
That could have been the issue. He was just not at liberty to give any answers to him. And this is a thing that goes on in the competitive gaming scene, or just, if you're not dealing with first party companies like Nintendo, if you're not dealing with companies like Microsoft or Sony or a lot of these things, a lot of these businesses, especially in the esports realm, oh man, especially in the esports, a lot of people don't do professional business. My 15 years in the fighting game scene, a lot of people will have even said to me, Triforce, you're not professional. Listen, let me explain something to you guys about professionalism. There's nothing professional about esports. Nothing. Nothing
isn't.
professional about esports. Esports is literally a dog eat dog world. That's it. Savages are in esports, all trying to control it. And it's about me. How can I destroy you and come up? That's not how I work. I like to work with everyone. But like, look at the situation with arms in the competitive scene in Nintendo. I've reached out to so many entities in the community to try to work with these guys to get arms up and moving. Dudes is not having it. Even when we have the backing of sponsors and stuff like that, dudes are literally only for themselves. They're literally only out for themselves. Like, if they're not going to get the benefit from it, they could care less if the community can grow. That has always been esports. And for those who are that's the fighting in community, wrong. That's all of esports. This has been in StarCraft. This has been in Counter Strike. This has been in what's the name for this? Unreal. This has been in Quake. This has been in the entire FGC. This has been in World of Warcraft PvP. This has been in Dota. This has been in FIFA. This has been in League of Legends. It's been everywhere. It is everywhere. That's just how the business is run. Dudes are savages. And when it comes to professionalism, it's lacking. Don't get fooled by a suit and tie and some nicely production quality on TV. Do not be fooled by that, because like, dudes is savages, man. The amount of videos I have recorded and the stuff said in these videos by CEOs. Holy smokes. But we're not going to get into that. It's just that this narrative, like, a lot of people jump the gun on a lot of things, and that's why I said in my video, Dead in the Water, there's information I need to gather first before I just go off calling people scammers. The reason why I say that is because I know what it feels to be on the receiving end of that. A personal situation between me and someone else, it doesn't work out for whatever reason, and then all of a sudden the community is like, you scammed this person. I'm like, what are you talking about? Prime example, this situation here in Cyberbox in Jamaica. Call of Duty tournaments going on. Cyberbox is hosting a tournament. Some issues went wrong between teams swapping players or whatever. Tournament's over. Sponsor put in the money. Cyberbox doesn't pay out the people. Triforce, you scammed everyone. What? What are you talking about? My team, we were in the tournament too. We didn't get paid. Yeah, but you scammed everyone. Where did you come up with that? How is that possible? Like, we're playing. But because Triforce promotes Cyberbox, I'm a scam artist. Same thing with VXG. I'm promoting VXG, it flops. The guys who are running VXG aren't the scam artists. It's the guy promoting it. What? That's like the guy, tonight's game, Knicks versus Cavaliers, and he's selling the tickets. Everyone goes in to watch the game. The Knicks and the Cavaliers boycott the game. We don't want to play tonight because of the Charlotte's nonsense that's going on. Yo, that guy that sold me this ticket, he's a scam artist. What? He just what's going on? Like, his job is to sell you the tickets. That's his job. How is he the scammer? So that's the whole situation, and it's sad. I really thought this, like, and just to let everyone know, like, how bad I want this event to happen. I'm getting married on Monday, and that was supposed to be me and my wife's honeymoon. So, yeah, that's supposed to be me and my wife's honeymoon.
Yo, that is literally shooting the messenger.
So, for real.
With an RP.
Dang. That's messed up. I'm so sorry.
Yeah,
I got to real loud.
So it's just one of those situations, and I really wanted you guys thoughts on that. And so before I get any closing thoughts from you guys, let me I'm gonna turn my attention to the audience here. You have a cat in the background. So, hey guys, all right. So, guys in the stream, I want to take 2 or 3 questions from you guys. So, anyone from the stream have any questions regarding this, situation? Give me your thoughts. Do you think this is a scam, or do you think this was poorly read business based on this conversation that we had? Type in the room scam or bad business. I want to get the consensus of our audience here on this, and anyone who has a question regarding it. So give us a second to get this the question up there. Then I'll have some closing thoughts from you guys before I close this off, and then you know Gunter says, was it intended to be a scam? Based on my information, Gunter, no. Based on my involvement with this guy involved in the whole thing, Curtis Smith, it wasn't a scam. Link says, I feel they wanted to destroy you. Oh, he's talking about something else. We have one says bad business, bad business. Vol says scam. From what I heard, it could go either way. Bad business, bad business, bad business, bad business. Maybe both. Bad business. Enough said. Hope he gets it right. Piss poor business. I 100% agree with Cornelius. It's more than bad business. It's piss poor business. Okay, so from what the general consensus from our audience is that this was a terrible business. As we'll quote this right here. Seems like he had a good intentions but poorly planned. So we'll end on that. So let me get you, Robin, ladies first. We'll get your closing thoughts on this, and then we'll go with Black Pauldron before I call it a day.
Well, in conclusion, hopefully this Curtis guy will be able to recover and basically learn from his mistakes. Because, I understand how you can be very, very overly ambitious and you just want to take the word from everybody like, oh yeah, I'm gonna do this for you, I got you, and you can be very trusting of people, but at the same token you have to protect yourself in events when stuff like this happens. Now, Curtis is looking like the bad guy in this situation. Like he's the scam artist, which in reality, he refunded everybody their money. So yeah.
Well,
So
actually, we don't know if anyone got their money refunded yet. He just stated Everbright that this letter came to me last week. So, and he said last week that this week people should be getting their money back. So I will
it was some folks on. I was following it on Twitter too, and
okay.
there was some folks that actually they've gotten their money back. So
Oh, so you have confirmed testimony from people that they're getting their money back.
yep, it's on. If you go to Twitter and check it out.
Okay, okay. All right. So if people are saying that, some people are still waiting on refunds. Or, I'm reading the stuff in there. This is why you need lawyers to handle all the business. That's true. I think he was trying to cut corners to save money on his profit. But Poldrin, your turn. What's your thoughts on this?
Yeah. Okay. So after taking in all that, basically, don't be so quick to like blacklist this guy. Okay. I'm sure somebody with his ambition will probably attempt this again, but with more precautions in place. So yeah, I mean, like, dude, don't believe the hype. This was a mistake, clearly. Okay. I would love for this to happen because like I said earlier in the podcast, this is a godlike idea. Gamers don't have. I mean, we talking about esports here. This needs to be just like how basketball players and football players spend their time. You know what I mean? All this stuff needs to be in place. So we should like gamers deserve a cruise of their own,
I
among
definitely
among
agree
other
with you.
things. So it's a good idea. Handled poorly. Don't demonize the guy. You know, no one who would have suffered uh, heavy financial crisis of a heavy financial crisis from this. They all came out clean except him.
Yeah, I agree. Um, but like I said, you know, here's my take on it, and this is my thing. Despite the botcha, can no one can say that this isn't a great idea. I personally want to go on a damn cruise. That's just me personally. I think it's a great idea. However, based on his letter, and I'm going to send him this video so that he can see it for himself, so he can get my personal take on the whole thing in public. So I'm going to say this to Curtis right now. I love the ambition, like the ideal. I have no problem with that. I would like to see it succeed. However, if I were you, uh, to not only make your investors feel comfortable and your sponsors feel comfortable, don't do it. Don't do it. One second. One second. Um, don't do the tournament. No, don't do the boat cruise this year. I would wait till next year. It doesn't make sense. It's a foregone conclusion. There isn't enough time. I would try to secure a new date, new charter, get a security deposit from the investors, send out a public letter of an apology saying that we never meant to scam. Get your sponsors and your investors to back you so they can get the public's confidence. What's the word for this? To reinforce public's confidence that this isn't a scam, that it was simply a botched business. He skipped a step in business 101. He forgot to secure the security deposit from a particular investor. Give people time to forgive him so that they go, okay, be transparent. People can say, oh, so it wasn't a scam. You actually really wanted to do this, but you just messed up. Okay, no problem. And you're doing this next year, and this is a big sponsor. Yes, we've secured him $1 million deposit or whatever the case may be. This is the charter. Here it is. He's gone with whatever. Yes, now this time he has secured the charter. Then everyone will be like, yay, they'll go. But like, try to trying to recover from this real. This was a low blow he took, and he's trying to get up fast. Whoa, stay down. Take the 9 count, get up slowly. Don't try to rush up because you will collapse. That's my take on it. And yeah, and Curtis, get the goddamn security deposit this time. That's my take on this. I want to thank everybody for joining us on this short podcast segment with my guests, EMP Robin and EMP Black Poljan. This video will be posted on our YouTube page for anybody who didn't get a chance to see this. A scam or poorly ran business. Thank you guys. Like and subscribe and also share. Thank you guys very much. And also, I want to thank the gentleman who actually donated in the middle of our stream. We really appreciate all your support. Helps our channel. Good day. Oh, just to let you guys know, we will be right back. Just give us 10 minutes. We'll be right back after I have to set up a new stream where we're just gonna hang out and I'll take you guys calls and talks and stuff like. We'll get some games going later.
Peace.
Peace out.